I'm Kerry Peters, a recognized thought leader in the Microsoft Dynamics community and a Microsoft MVP for business applications. Welcome to the Get Your New View podcast. Keep listening to learn how we work with frustrated business, central, and NAV users who struggle to use their systems and find the answers that they need. We teach them to truly understand how the system can support their business processes to make immediate and lasting improvements. As a result, they get more done in less time, make better business decisions, and even love their system. In this next season of the Get Your New View podcast, I'd like you to meet Kim Congleton. Kim and I are the co-owners of New View Strategies, and this season, we'll be talking with you all about change management and cheese. Hey everybody, it is Kim and Kerry, and we are here talking about change management and cheese. In this episode, we are talking about how many flavors of cheese are there. You all know that there are infinite choices as far as change, and we've already talked multiple times about how it feels like change is dealing with cheese in a blender these days. So how do you deal with the infinite choices and really prioritize your change? How do you choose? So Kim, we've talked about a couple of categories of how you prioritize change. You want to talk about those a little bit?
I think, we talk about all the time with our customers, we really have to figure out what are the different ways you want to prioritize it. Is it return on investment? Is it efficiencies? Is my software going out of support? So now I need to make this change over here on this one software. Is it some urgency that's tied to maybe an event that's happening in your business, like a new business line is coming online, you have a new opportunity to do something, so you need a system that supports it. You have a new warehouse that got built, so you need to be able to move into that and have a system that you can use to use that. But I think, the key is figuring out what is going to be the one or many that you're going to use to prioritize. And for each company, it may be different, It may be you look at ROI, or it may be that you're looking at how do I get the business, we run so lean, how do I get the business, more efficient?
Yep, good. So how do you choose which of those techniques to use? What's the big deciding factor there?
I think it really boils down to what's truly important to you. Mm-hmm. And I think, as a leadership group, you've got to sit down and say, what is important? What do we want to do this year? And it can't be that everything is important, right? Because you really do have to choose. I can't remember who said this to me. It was one of my mentors early in my career. If you try to do everything, you're not going to do anything well. Mm-hmm. And he also used to say, if everything's important, nothing is.
Yeah.
So, because if you say this is truly the most important project and this one's truly the most important project, and you only have two projects, well,
yeah,
neither one of them's really that important.
Yeah.
So I think it's really, really doing that self-examination as a company and saying what truly matters.
Yeah. I know one of the things that I talk with people a lot about is the concept of opportunity benefit. Mm-hmm. So if you choose this and you can make this improvement and it saves you time, what else can you do with that time? So for me, often that's a factor as I'm thinking about, not just the benefit of this project, but what is the follow-on benefit by opening up that additional time or those additional capabilities? So we talk about companies for growth, right? If we have implemented a change that promotes growth rather than efficiency, we might be able to come right in later and do the efficiency, right? And then we get both, but you've got to decide and you have to pick. So I see a lot of companies who just totally get paralyzed, right, by the number of choices, and then they don't choose. So, and that never turns out well either.
Okay. Yeah, and sometimes just making a decision, and even if you go down the wrong path, you find out later you made the wrong decision. It might not really be wrong. True. You're gonna learn something by going that direction. At least you've moved. And I think that's what companies forget too, is that it's okay to make a decision that you may have to change later.
Right. Yeah. Or flat out, if you make the wrong decision. We've all made the wrong decision at some time or another. And I know that you and I talk about that kind of stuff. What did we learn from it? So what is the thing that we now know that we can do differently, or instead of, or, because we had that learning experience of that failure. So I'm never afraid to fail in that area as long as we're learning. Good. All right. Excellent. So what do we do with infinite choices? So here's your assignment for this session, right? If you have infinite choices, that means that it's time to make the biggest list of all, right? What is the big list of everything that you would improve if you could? So spend some time, get out your whiteboard, get out your Post-its, get your team together, get creative with this. And what is the big list of things that you want to do? And then go through the exercise of prioritizing it. Right? This list does you no good if you don't prioritize it. And there are lots of different ways that you can choose. Kim talked about ROI, urgency, going out of support, supporting growth, supporting opportunity, benefit. All of those different things are different drivers behind that. So figure out which of those things are really on your radar. When you prioritize things, what are those factors that become a part of that? All right. So our cheese for this particular episode really goes back to the idea of infinite choices when we think about how many flavors of cheese are there. So we had to narrow our focus a little bit and talk about that because we couldn't talk about all the cheeses in the time that we have with you here. So we decided to talk about cheeses that we use for pizza. I know the base one, right, that everybody uses is mozzarella. So we've always got mozzarella as a starting point, but there's a lot more that you can be doing with that. So Kim, what do you have there that you would add to mozzarella?
Well, so I always add Parmesan cheese to whatever pizza I'm eating, whether it's a frozen box pizza or something I've ordered or something I've made. I don't know why. I'm not entirely sure when I started doing it, but I've always done it since I was a kid. Yeah. It's like, get out the pizza and get out the shaker for the Parmesan.
Absolutely. So, yeah. No, that's good. I know when we were talking about blue cheeses, I talked about putting Gorgonzola cheese on there along with some pear, right? So that's a pretty off the beaten path choice for a pizza. But I'll tell you about a cheese that I discovered just recently. This cheese allegedly only exists in St. Louis, and it's called Provel cheese. So I've got some family members who live in St. Louis, and it's a mix of provolone and maybe mozzarella. I don't have the whole story on it, but we got sent a block of this cheese for Christmas. And like, this is how rare this cheese is. We got it as a treasured Christmas present, and we put it on pizza. It is rich and delicious and amazing and very different. All right, so which of your cheeses are you going to eat first? I've got some Parmesan and mozzarella. I'm going to have to choose, right?
Well, I don't have any frozen pizza right now, so I'm not really going to eat any of it. I mean,
save it for later.
I'm going to save it for later.
There you go. So your priority now is your mozzarella. Excellent.
Yes.
All right. So Kim and I are going to prioritize our cheese and go and eat some. We will see you back in the next episode, and we're going to talk about what do you do when you have no cheese at all. We'll see you in the next session. I'm Kerry Peters. Thank you for tuning in to the Get Your New View podcast. For more episodes like this on YouTube, click the subscribe button and ring the bell to ensure that you get notified whenever new content comes out. If you're listening to the audio podcast, please share an honest review on Apple Podcasts. If you are ready to rethink today for tomorrow, look for the link below and contact us to speak with our expert team. You won't find the level of no-nonsense real-world experience we offer anywhere else, and we're here to put that experience to work for you. Do you think you could use more features of your software if you just knew how? Are you frustrated with inefficiency that never seems to get better? Did your team ever really get good training to understand how to use your business software? Do you suspect there just has to be a better way and you don't know what it is? We believe every company can benefit from increased efficiency and higher utilization of their software, and that it's possible to have fun while learning exactly how to do that. The experts at NewView Strategies work with frustrated Business Central and NAV users who struggle to use their system and find the answers they need. We teach them to truly understand how the system can support their business processes to make immediate and lasting improvements. As a result, they get more done in less time, make better business decisions, and even love their system. Please contact us at getyournewview.com to get started.